Well, thanks a lot, Nancy. I'm here with the legendary broadcaster Dick Enberg, the television voice of the San Diego Padres. And, Dick, I know that you loved baseball and you broadcast at the beginning of your career, and then you went network.
Right.
And now you come back. Why'd you want to get into the grind of doing baseball again?
Well, it is a grind, but you know what? Even when you're losing, you might have a 5-6 game losing streak. The real test is you wake up in the morning and you can't wait to get to the ballpark. You know, it's my first love. I tried to play it. I coached it in college. I did the Angel games with Don Drysdale for a dozen years. And with all the wonderful things that have happened in my professional career, it came down to the point, would I want to be the voice in the place where I've lived a third of my adult life? And return to baseball. It's the best announcer game. And so my dream continues.
You saw baseball when you did it with Don Drysdale. You see it now. You've followed the sport for a long time. How is the sport different? Is it better than when you first started?
I think it probably is better in many ways, but not that much of an increase. I think the biggest change in the last 40 years has been the intelligence of the players themselves. Back when we did the Angel games, a player out of high school was discouraged to go to college. They wanted to get him right in the system, get him through the minor leagues, and bring him up the way the Yankees or the Dodgers or whomever would teach them. Now, there's so many outstanding collegiate baseball programs that it serves as a minor league system for a lot of the big league clubs. So the kids in the clubhouse, now you see them instead of chewing tobacco, they're in there doing crossword puzzles. I mean, it's kind of refreshing to be able to carry on a complete sentence and conversation with a ball player. It didn't used to be that way.
Now, you've done so many things in your career. You've done so many great events. So I have to ask you, sitting back, reflecting, what's the best event you ever covered?
Well, my answer wouldn't be a specific moment, although there's Wimbledon moments in basketball and football and all the rest. The best experience for a broadcaster is sinking your teeth into a no-hit, no-run game. And we were lucky, Padre lucky, because Tim Lincecum pitched one here this year. It was the 7th I've had the privilege to call. But there's no other sport that provides the drama of a no-hit game, because in that 7th inning you see all the zeros, and now the drama builds, and every subtle movement on the field, in the dugout, means something, and each pitch counts. And when it finally culminates, and most of the time it doesn't, in that final out becoming a no-hitter, I mean, there's no theater that is as delicious as a no-hit, no-run game.
Now, you'd be the perfect guy to ask, because we interviewed Vince Scully when we were in L.A., and I get so much hate on Twitter when I say the guy's pitching a no-hitter in the 5th inning. Do you mention that someone's pitching a no-hitter?
I fudge. And there's a little pressure. I mean, this is a very provincial market, San Diego. It's only us, an ocean and Mexico and desert, and 2 major league teams to the north. So I've had to gear down from being totally unbiased. If the opposing team is pitching a no-hitter, I use the word no-hitter. But if the Padres have someone going into the 6th, 7th inning, I will subtly refer to the fact a lot of zeros. There are other ways of saying there's a no-hit, no-run game, and that may be juvenile in some ways, but I'm a traditionalist, and I don't want to jinx at least the home side.
Best football game you ever did?
Gosh, it probably had John Elway under center. I think that playoff game in Cleveland when the Browns had such a good team and Elway went first in '98 to tie the game and won in overtime would be one of them. It always comes down to Elway, and maybe the fact that after 13 straight AFC losses to the NFC in the Super Bowl, and it happened here in San Diego, Elway and the Broncos beat the Green Bay Packers. That was a very special game as well.
Now, I wonder how many people out there right now, and even in San Diego, realize the significance of Raindrops Keep Falling on My Head. Can you tell us that story?
Oh, right. Wait, you got a half-hour show? I won't sing it. Well, I should have hummed it. Very quickly, when I was doing the UCLA games, and I worked solo in those games, and you could be a pretty good announcer. In that John Wooden era, the 9 seasons I called the games, they only won 8 national titles. I mean,
not too bad.
Even the announcer was good. Even Wooden admitted that. And it was the start of a season where they were the defending champs, and the very first game of the conference was against a very weak Oregon team. And somewhere in the middle of the first half, they decided not to play. There was no rule you had to initiate play once you crossed the half-court line. And so we had a UCLA guard standing just inside the line with the ball in his hip, and Oregon in a zone defense refusing to come out to play because Oregon wasn't going to win anyway, and Steve Belko, their coach, said, well, let's just let that go. And so my mind was wandering off. It was a rainy night, rare rainy night in Los Angeles, and the Sundance Kid had just come out, and the song was Raindrops Keep Falling on Your Head. And I finally said, folks, I've told you everything I can. I told you the upcoming schedule, all the history of the Bruin championships. Frankly, my mind is off on a song. I keep hearing this song. Raindrops keep falling on your head. I don't know the lyrics, but it goes something like da 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 da. And well, the next night there were 10 kids students came up to me with the lyrics of Raindrops, and so I promised the audience, if and when UCLA won the title, I would sing those lyrics down on center court, and it was awful. But the beautiful moment, Michael, of it all was when I got down there, and I stalled as much as I could, ruffled the papers and put them away, hoping people would leave. They didn't. That as I started to sing, looking into the student body, they opened their umbrellas. And it was kind of like this was a spontaneous thing that happened, but it was very special.
You don't get much rain here, but you're probably enjoying yourself, right?
And that'll save this poor audience from any vocal interpretations by this announcer.
Great to see you,
Michael, thanks. Good to see you. Good luck to the Yankees the rest of the way. Get your home runs going.
All right. That's Dick Enberg. Back to you, Nancy.